What if I told you there's just one single vitamin that could be the secret to unlocking way more energy and a much sharper focus? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into that exact powerhouse nutrient, vitamin B12. You ever have one of those days where you feel this deep fatigue that even a few cups of coffee can't fix? Or maybe you're dealing with that annoying brain fog that makes it impossible to concentrate. You know, these feelings are super common. But what if the reason isn't just about not getting enough sleep? What if it's a lack of one specific nutrient?
The answer might be looking right at you. This complex little thing is the vitamin B12 molecule. And believe me, it is an absolute powerhouse. It fuels some of the most critical functions in your body. We're talking everything from how you think and feel, right down to the blueprint of your DNA.
So to really get a grip on its impact, we have to start with the basics. What in the world is this vitamin that our bodies are crying out for?
Okay, so B12 has a fancy scientific name, cobalamin. And that name actually gives us a clue, because at its very center, it has the mineral cobalt. That makes it totally unique among all the vitamins. But here's the real kicker. Our bodies can't make it. Not a single drop. We have to get it from the outside world, from our food or supplements.
So if we have to go out of our way to get it, it must be pretty important, right? Oh, absolutely. It has 3 huge, essential jobs that are working around the clock to keep you going every single day. First off, it's job number 1, taking care of your entire nervous system. The best way to think about B12 is like the insulation on all the electrical wiring in your body. This coating, it's called the myelin sheath, is what lets your nerve signals travel super fast and clear. Without enough B12, that insulation starts to wear thin, and all those important internal messages start to get, well, fuzzy and slow.
Next up, B12 is like the master architect for your red blood cells. And these cells, they're basically your body's oxygen delivery trucks. B12 makes sure they're built to the right size and shape so they can efficiently pick up oxygen from your lungs and drop it off everywhere else, your muscles, your organs, and especially your brain.
And its third job, well, this one might be the most mind-blowing of all. It's all about DNA synthesis. You can think of B12 as the copy button on a cellular level. Literally every single time one of your cells divides, whether it's to heal a cut or just for normal growth, it needs B12 to make a perfect copy of its DNA. Without it, the whole process can get messed up. All right, so if B12 is doing all these incredibly important jobs, what happens when you're running low? As you can probably guess, the consequences can be pretty serious, and they can affect your entire body.
And the symptoms? They tie right back to those 3 jobs we just talked about. That constant fatigue and weakness, that's often from something called megaloblastic anemia, where your oxygen delivery trucks, your red blood cells, are built too big and just don't work right. That weird tingling in your hands and feet, or that stubborn brain fog? Yep, that's your nerves' insulation wearing thin. It can even mess with your mood and your vision.
Now, this isn't something that hits everyone the same way. There are actually specific groups of people who really need to be paying close attention to their B12 levels. So the question is, could you be one of them?
As we get older, our bodies just get less efficient at absorbing B12 from food. So anyone over 50 is automatically at a higher risk. And this is a big one. Since B12 is almost only found in animal products, people on plant-based diets have to be really proactive. Also, anyone with digestive conditions like Crohn's or who's had certain stomach surgeries might struggle to absorb it properly. Okay, but here's the really good news in all of this. B12 deficiency is almost always preventable. So, what's the magic number? How much do you actually need to be getting? For most adults, the daily goal is just 2.4 micrograms. Now, to put that in perspective, a microgram is 1/1,000,000th of a gram. It is a teeny tiny amount, but its impact on your health is absolutely massive. That number gets a little bump up to 2.6 micrograms during pregnancy. That tiny extra bit is so important for helping the baby's brain and nervous system develop properly.
And it goes up one more time to 2.8 micrograms for breastfeeding moms. This is to make sure that this critical vitamin gets passed on to the baby for their own brain development.
So where do you actually find it? Well, the most powerful natural sources are all animal-based. Things like liver, fish, dairy, and eggs. Now, for anyone on a plant-based diet, this part is crucial. You'll want to look for fortified foods, things like nutritional yeast, certain breakfast cereals, and fortified plant milks. Or you can just go with a reliable supplement.
And if you just can't get enough from your diet, taking a supplement is a really simple solution. There are these standard oral tablets. You can get sublingual ones that just dissolve under your tongue. And for really severe deficiencies, doctors can give injections. And here's a really important note. For older adults, the body often has a much easier time absorbing B12 from a supplement than it does from food.
So when you really think about it, vitamin B12 isn't just some minor nutrient. It's a star player in your body's daily show. It truly sits at the crossroads of almost every vital process that keeps you alive and well. So the real question isn't just whether you're getting enough. It's what could you potentially unlock if you made sure that you were.